Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is now week 12 in the NFL, so we are back with my weekly NFL predictions. If you enjoy the content, make sure you do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And with that being said, let's get to my week 12 NFL predictions. All right, and as always, we will start with the previous week recap. So I accidentally messed up last week and I did not predict the Titans and the Packers. I would have picked the Titans, but will keep me honest. I'm just going to count it as an L, so I just wanted to discuss that with you guys. The next game is the Falcons and the Bears. Yeah, that one could have gone either way, honestly. Bills, Browns, predictable. Eagles, Colts. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Eagles. They're not playing super hot right now. Patriots and the Jets, that was a terrible game. I don't think Zach Wilson is the guy anymore, so I'm retracting everything I said about Zach Wilson. The Saints and the Rams, I got that prediction exactly correct, down to the exact score, and I feel really good about it, so that's why there's a star next to that one. Lions and the Giants, I don't know what happened to the Giants. I think their record is slightly inflated, at least that's what it feels like right now. The Ravens and the Panthers, two okay defenses, I guess. Commanders and the Texans, I kind of predicted something like this was going to happen. I just didn't expect the Texans to be able to contest for too long. Raiders and the Broncos in overtime, or Raiders beat the Broncos in overtime. I didn't expect this game to be as close as it was, but Broncos can't score more than like 16 points. So Cowboys beat the Vikings in an absolute trouncing. Vikings should be ashamed of themselves. That was an absolutely terrible loss. Bengals and the Steelers. This was a little bit higher scoring than I anticipated, but we'll talk about the Bengals later. Chiefs and the Chargers. I don't know what the Chargers were thinking, scoring and leaving that much time left for Patrick Mahomes. He was just going to drive it down the field and win the game, so it is what it is. 49ers and the Cardinals. I think 49ers are the best team in the NFC right now, so it is what it is. I'm 11-3 on the week. Like I said, the Titans and the Packers, I forgot to pick that one last week, so we'll just count it as an L. And after week 11, I'm 96-67-1. I'm doing pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. So, doing well. Now we will move over to my weekly NFL rankings. Coming in at number 5 is the Bengals. I think the Bengals are really good, and I am really, really high on the Bengals. Their defense is a little bit to be leaves a little bit to be desired for sure, but I still think this team can do a lot of great things, especially with Joey B. So I think Joe Burrow is insanely great. Next to the Cowboys, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, but that win was absolutely great. I think that's the best win in franchise history, if I read that correctly. So that is insanely good for them. Next to the Dolphins, Dolphins look great when they play. They were on a bye, so I'm not gonna move them around too much, but I think the Dolphins are super great with some absolutely great weapons. Next to the Ravens, I think the Ravens are super good as well. I don't want to move them around too much. They still got the win. I just need to see more from this offense, which is very hard when Mark Andrews is injured and they don't have too many elite wide receivers. And I think a lot of their wide receivers are injured as well. Number 1, no shocker, is the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are the team to beat. I don't see anybody else going to the Super Bowl from the AFC. I just think the Chiefs are just that good. Also, there are no bye weeks this week, so no bye weeks. We will be sort of discussing every single game. That being said, these are the games that we will not be discussing. So 8 games we will not be discussing these besides right now. And then the other 8 games we will be discussing. So for the early window of games, I got the Buccaneers over the Browns. Buccaneers 27, Browns 17. I have the Dolphins 42 over the Texans 14. I have the Bears 31 over the Jets 30. I'm a little skeptical on that one for sure. We'll see. I got the Panthers 17 over the Broncos 16. Broncos, I just don't expect them to score over 16 points ever. So we'll see. Next to the Ravens, I got the Ravens over the Jaguars. Ravens 24, Jaguars 20. I'm a little shaky on that one as well. And into the late window of games, I got the Chargers 34 over the Cardinals 20. Cardinals just aren't looking great, and I think Cliff Kingsbury this will be his last year in Arizona. This team has really given up. And the next game is the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs over the Rams. Chiefs 40, Rams 14. Rams just are in shambles right now. Worst defense of a Super Bowl in modern football history, and it's really sad. But they got their ring, so I hope they're happy with what they got. Next is Monday Night Football. Steelers 24 over the Colts 21. I'm not super high on that game. That one was a little iffy, but yeah, these are the games we will not be discussing. All right, and now we have our 3 Thanksgiving games. So the early Thanksgiving game is the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. So for the Bills, I just need them to play mistake-free football, and I think this team will do very, very well. Also, run the damn ball. I think those 2 running backs that they have, they need to just give them the ball, make sure that the run game is being incorporated. I get it, it's the Josh Allen show, but they need to run the ball so Josh Allen isn't absolutely just trying to carry this team and doing too much. Also, I think they're getting healthier on defense. I think some of their secondary, I might be wrong about that, but I think their secondary is getting healthier, and this team is going to start looking like they did at the beginning of the year, I think. Next to the Lions, they're on a 3-game winning streak, and I have absolutely no idea how, but they're getting the job done. So they're looking okay. They have a 2-headed backfield that looks absolutely great. I think they need to continue to run the ball effectively, and just don't ask Jared Goff to carry you too much, because I don't think that's a recipe for success. That being said, I got the Bills winning this one. This feels like a trap game. This feels like a trap game, and I'm falling right for the trap. But I get the Bills 31, Lions 23. We'll see about this one. All right, and next is our Thanksgiving midday game. We have the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. So for the Giants, I think if the game is on the line and you have to put the ball in a quarterback's hands, and that quarterback is Daniel Jones, I just think you will lose that game. I'm just not sold on Daniel Jones at all, and I think the Giants are slowly starting to realize that he's just not the guy for them. Next, Saquon or bust. I think Saquon is a great running back for sure, and I think he needs to be prioritized 100%. And without Saquon, I think this team will struggle like they did last week. Next to the defense, I just need them to play more consistently. I know they have a lot of young players on their team, and I know Thibodeau, he's a rookie. I just need them to get more acquainted with the NFL style of play, and I think this team will be a little bit better, especially defensively. Next to the Cowboys, they're coming off the best win in franchise history. When I say that, I think it's the margin of the win, the 40-3, winning by 37 points. So yeah, I can't really fault them for that. I will say I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, meaning I don't want to take that win and say that's the team forever. I think this team, their biggest issue is consistency with offense, defense, and with coaching. So they just need to be more consistent, and I think this team could be pretty good. Next is Next is the D line smothering the quarterbacks when they want to. Absolutely, I think this team's defense is elite when it wants to be, because there are certain times where they can't get to Aaron Rodgers, but then there's certain times where everybody is in the backfield just dragging Kirk Cousins through the mud all damn day. So we'll see. Like I said, I just need this team to be consistent, and I think this team could be very, very good. Next is the 2-headed backfield, Tony Pollard and Zeke. Zeke, I think he can get you those 1, 2, 3 yards or those goal line stands or anything like that. I think Zeke is the guy for those. But I think Tony Pollard is your every down back for anything else you need. He's very fast. He's very quick and shifty. So yeah, like I said, I don't really care who starts at running back for this team, but definitely they need to be prioritizing both of their running backs. That being said, I got the Cowboys winning this one. Cowboys 31, Giants 20. I'll be shocked if the Giants score more than 20 points on this defense, but we'll see. Like I said, consistency, Cowboys, consistency. All right, and our Thanksgiving night game is the New England Patriots at the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll see if the Vikings can bounce back after that absolute trouncing last week. For the Patriots, their defense looks elite at times, but I don't know. I don't know how sold I am on that defense. I think Zach Wilson is just not great. So it is what it is. That being said, Mac Jones, I think he also looks super incapable at times. He turns the ball over way too much, and I just think nobody really fears this team in any facet of the game. They don't have really those elite wide receivers that make you fear them, and their running game just is okay. So I don't know. This team is very weird to me. Next to the Vikings, they're coming off the worst loss of the year. I'm counting it as the worst loss by any team the entire season. So it's very, very poor performance by them. Their O-line just needs to play better. Protect Kirk Cousins. I know they had that one injury, but that one injury doesn't mean the entire line just absolutely shuts down the entire game. It just shouldn't work that way. Plus, what's the phrase everybody always says? Next man up. So you gotta figure that one out, Vikings. And next, their defense needs to play better. Anytime anytime the Cowboys got the ball, their offense was just marching down the field and scoring. I think they punted maybe once or twice, and that was it. So, yeah, that's definitely not a recipe for success. That being said, I expect the Vikings to bounce back this week. I got the Vikings winning this one. Vikings 27, Patriots 24. I am very skeptical on this one, but the Vikings should win this game. Okay, and our first early window of game that we are discussing is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. So for the Bengals, I think their offense looks elite, even with Jamar Chase injured. I'm not saying they don't need Jamar Chase. I'm just saying they look good, even though he's injured. So they will be even better when he comes back. I think Joe Burrow is that dude. He is so damn good, and man, I love watching him play every single week. Kudos to you, Joe Burrow. You are a great quarterback. Next, their defense needs to step up. Yeah, their defense is just leaving a lot to be desired. They're just letting up way too many points, way too many yards. I just need them to, like I say, step up. Titans, it's Derrick Henry or bust. There's just no real answer for Derrick Henry. I think when they played the Ravens were, I think it was the Ravens. Anyway, they played one of the two teams they played last, and they really shut down Derrick Henry. So in those situations, I need Ryan Tannehill to play better, like he did last week. So we'll see if they can continue doing that. And I think their defense is really coming into form. I wouldn't want to play this defense. Their defense is really good at coming after the quarterback, and I think they can really do some work. That being said, I got the Bengals winning this one, but I think this one's going to be a little bit higher scoring. I think Derrick Henry is going to run it all over the yard, but I think Joe Burrow is going to pass it phenomenally. We'll see, though. I got the Bengals 38, Titans 35. We'll see about this one. And our next game is the Atlanta Falcons at the Washington Commanders. So for the Falcons, I think Cordell Patterson is the everything to this team. They should never let him go. Whatever money he wants to make until he wants to retire, pay this man. Cordell Patterson is elite. He's so good for this team. I think Marcus Mariota, he just needs to take care of the football. That means no fumbles and no interceptions. So if they can promise to do that every single week, I think this team can probably win their division. Also, their defense needs to step up. They just let up way too many points, and it's just not a recipe for success, in my opinion. Next to the Commanders, Taylor Heineke, he officially got named the starter for this team, and I think that is absolutely great. He is everything for this team. Every single time he's on the field, this team can win against anybody, except probably the Cowboys, but that it is what it is. Next, their two-headed backfield looks great. I want to ask people, can you name both of their running backs? Because I don't think you can. I don't think anybody really pays attention to this team or either of those running backs. And I have one of the running backs on my fantasy team, and he's very consistent. So yeah, I think they just need to continue to prioritize just getting both of those backs the ball, and I think this team can be pretty good offensively. Their defense is getting healthier. I think Chase Young was back last week. So, yeah, I expect this team to maybe sneak into the playoffs. They might be a sneaky playoff team. We'll see. We will see. That being said, I got the Commanders winning this one. Commanders 27, Falcons 23. I just don't expect the Falcons to be able to do much against this defense. All right, and the first late window game we're discussing is the Las Vegas Raiders at my Seattle Seahawks. So, Seahawks coming off a bye. The Raiders coming off of that overtime win. So for the Raiders, Devontae Adams or bust. There's not another good wide receiver on this team because Hunter Renfrow is injured and Darren Waller is also injured. So it's kind of just Devontae Adams or bust. So I'm not sure how he was getting as open as he was, but I'm not complaining. He was on my fantasy team. He got me 30 points, so we are looking good. Next, run the ball with Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a pretty great back. You might have to give him the ball 20, 25 times, but I think if you do that, it's a recipe for success. I think that's the phrase of the week, recipe for success. Next, Derek Carr just needs to not make mistakes. That means no turnovers and stop forcing sacks upon yourself. And I think this team can be pretty great offensively. I'm not really worried about their defense. Max Crosby and just that D-line is... I would not want to be a quarterback going against those D linemen. Next is my Seahawks. So the run game needs to be prioritized. That's Kenneth Walker. That means jet sweeps. That means anything beyond the line of scrimmage that can get over the line of scrimmage. And with that, I also need O-line to play smart. So no holding and block your guy. It sounds easier than it is, but I just need those two things, and I think this team can sneak into the playoffs for sure. Next, their young secondary, they just need to bounce back. Tom Brady, he really picked us apart, and I don't expect that to happen as much with other quarterbacks, but it is what it is. That being said, you guys know the rules. We don't bet on my Seahawks on this channel, so I got the Raiders winning this one. Raiders 27, Seahawks 20. We will see about this one. All right, and the next game is the New Orleans Saints at the San Francisco 49ers. So for the Saints, I don't understand why they think Andy Dalton's the guy. I'm not saying Jameis Winston is the GOAT or anything, but I don't understand why Jameis lost his job. I think Jameis Winston is far and above better than Andy Dalton. I might be wrong on that one, but I just don't understand that one. Next, I think they need to run the ball way more. They need to run the ball with both Taysom Hill and with Alvin Kamara. And I think this team could be okay. They have too many injuries, in my opinion. Next, the team just looks lost on defense. I've never seen anything like it. I'm watching this team, and they kind of just lose players, and it happens almost every single week. So it is what it is. Next, the 49ers. Himmy G. I hope you guys watched George Kittle's interview. He called him Himmy G. He is Himmy G at times, and this team needs him to continue to play well week in and week out. I think this team has way too many weapons. You can't stop all of them, from George Kittle to Christian McCaffrey to Debo to Brandon Ayuk. It's like, pick your poison, man. Pick your poison. They have way too many weapons, and it's kind of not fair, you know? And I'm saying this as a Seahawks fan, so I'm not impartial at all. I hate playing this team. I hate the Niners, but they can do it, I guess. Next, defense looking great. Yeah, this defense is looking super good with I think it's Nick Bosa. They have one of the Bosa brothers. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one it is, but yeah, I think this defense is super good. I hate the Niners, man. I hate them. I got the Niners winning this one. I got the Niners 31, Saints 17. I think the Niners are the team to come out of the NFC. They were great last year, or they were good last year, but I think they are great this year, especially with Christian McCaffrey. All right, and our final game we're discussing is Sunday Night Football. It is the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. So for the Packers, I just think they need to run the ball with both of their running backs. I think it's a recipe for success for them. There it is again. That's probably the last one for this video. But yeah, just keep running the ball with both running backs, and I think this team will be fairly okay. Next, Aaron Rodgers needs to just take care of the ball more. I think this is one of his most interception years in his whole career. So just take care of the ball a little bit more. Next, defense needs to find itself. I'm just not sure what this defense is. I know they lost a couple of players in the offseason, but this defense just doesn't look great to me at times. Next, we'll talk about the Eagles. I think it was a terrible win last week, and a win's a win, but they kind of should have lost that game, if I'm being honest, against Jeff Saturday and his Colts, but it is what it is, I guess. O-line just needs to play better. Jalen Hurts is running for his life, and that is not a recipe for success, ladies and gentlemen. So I just need him to play better, or the O-line to play better. And I think this pass rush looks elite, especially with Ndamukong Suh, and they got another player that I'm spacing on his name right now, but This pass rush looks so good, and yeah, I would not want to play anything against this Eagles pass rush. That being said, I think the Eagles bounce back and shows the league why they are the number 1 seed. Eagles 28, Packers 24. Let's go. All right, and that will conclude my Week 12 NFL predictions. What do you guys think of my picks? Anything you agreed with, disagreed with? Make sure you leave those in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.